Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is Monday night. It is your Plastic Crack podcast, season 7, episode 13. Lucky for some, not for poor old Steve, not feeling very well tonight. So you just got me and Martin.
You do. You just have us.
Yeah, that's it. That's nobody else for us. We don't know where the other one's gone. Nobody's seen him since America. Did he even leave America? I don't know.
I don't know. You told us he did.
Oh no, I left before him, so I can't be held. I did try and tell the customs people to watch out. There's some really weird religious man coming through. It was ginger, so not to let him out. But I don't know whether they did or didn't. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us on our usual Monday night stupidity and chats. We're going to be talking tonight about conventions and shows and gaming days and such forth, because mainly because I'm selfish and I've just come back from Adepticon and Salute, and it was seemed to be front of mind for me to discuss it.
You've been all over the place. You have. You've been.
I know. I'm going to have a lie down after all this, though. But I made up for it because I was in Shropshire, so I did nothing, no gaming whatsoever this last week. So apart from think and talk about it. Are you like me, Martin? Do you spend your entire time, even when you're not gaming, thinking about gaming? Pretty much. Not everything.
Pretty much. And occasionally I'll vocalize that like while I'm washing up or something, in the hope that like, Haley, you're reciprocating. Usually I just get told to be quiet. Or then she'll say, is that aimed at me? Should ask it, is that who you aiming that question at, or are you just musing? Yeah, I do. Apart from the parts where I'm like one of my daughters just held a quiz that she just decided to write, and it was along the lines of "you eat it," and we were just there just reeling off every food.
Okay.
Think of. So yeah, most of the time it's either Wargaming
like somebody else. Then
no.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's bizarre that I don't know. I think gamers. What do they say? What's the thing about men are always thinking about? Oh no, I won't go into that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be talking about conventions and gaming days and what have you, and we might touch on a bit of what we get up to and how we organise glorious Crackcon every year. Reminder, if you haven't already done so, make sure you get your tickets, because they are pretty much all gone. We've got 5 left.
5 left, which is mad because we increased the ticket sales.
Yep.
So it's gone insanely well. So yeah, a huge thank you to everyone. So it's going to be the biggest and best one yet. I think we've got more games. Should I just say it now? Should I just go for it now? Because
yeah, go for it now. Why not?
Right. So we were holding back on a couple of games because we weren't too sure what the tickets were going to be like, because we always get this fear that no one's going to come, and it will just be essentially, we'll still make people come and put on games, but it'll just be me, Dom, Steve, and Ken walking around playing each of those games. But yeah, it has gone insanely well. So we have got 3 additional games confirmed, and this will be the final sort of lineup for now. But this has only been confirmed sort of in the last. So we said we got the Battle of Oars for square bashing, triremes and ice creams, which is the Caesar's invasion of Britain. Vexillarius, he settled on the Battle of Plataea, which is very cool. I think there's still space in that one. Blood Red Skies, Ken's running. Battle of Marsden Moor, Miller's running, which is very cool. The Battle of Worth, which is a gentleman's war. There's some photos that have been posted up of the figures that have been used in that. They look amazing. Warhost, Odin's Raiders, Nick Dawson's game still got a couple of spaces left in it. If you fancy doing some Viking raiding, that's not necessarily going to be a all-day game. So if you want to do some Viking raiding, and then obviously have a look around as well when you can. Here's the Ruckus with Mike and Ben. Midgard, James's games have kind of filled up, even though he hasn't actually confirmed what he's running. So that's good. And then additional ones we've got, and we're really excited about this. This is very cool. So we've got Ding Dong, Dad's Army, a Bow Action that's filled up, filling up very fast. Arc World with Duncan's in that, but Charlie and the guys from Wargames Atlantic are coming down, and they're actually going to bring a couple of games with them. So they're Wargames Atlantic, or Charlie. I'm not entirely sure who's coming. I think it's Charlie and some of the others, or whether it's Charlie, but because Andy's coming anyway, I don't know. But Wargames Atlantic come along, and they're going to bring the Baron's War, and they're going to bring Classic Fantasy Battles, which I know people are excited about. It's the 10 mil rank and flank fantasy game, which saw some little demos of at Sloot. And I think by October the rules are supposed to be out. Not, they'll be very close to being out, so they're going to be playing those. Those are going to be dropping games as well, so you don't necessarily have to book. Although if you put your name down, I can put it on there, and we can sort of gauge interest. And Steve will also be running some Space Weirdos at the back, unless anything happens in case he has to drop out. But there we go. That is it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, is it 15, 11, 12? Yeah, it's 15 games. I think it's the most done. Wow. I think that's the most we've done, and it's quite a wide blanket of games, and we can't wait. And we've got the painting competition, and we've got some awesome stuff that's already started coming in from people and sponsors and stuff that want to give stuff to the charity raffle. So yeah, it's all gone a bit nuts. So there's 5 tickets left, and you can get the link on the Facebook group.
I put it in the chat.
And in the chat, look at that. And yes, I'll be sending out a info pack a little bit earlier this year because things have changed a little bit, obviously, with the price of everything. And some of the places I think that are on the info pack that I had are now closed. so I just need to update it. And also we've got a just slightly new system on the booking. So if you have put your name down for a game, you're going to get a message from us, not necessarily in the next week, but over the next few weeks. And we're just going to be looking for some contact details. Now, we're not just going to lift those off of the information that you did to book the tickets, because sometimes it's a bit different and it can be a bit odd. And that's purely so we can get contact details for the people in each game. And, we, with permission, we pass those to the person running the game. And that's so people can stay in touch if you're gonna, and then if you any reason you can't make it, or if plans change, you can let your person who's coordinating your game know. And then we also have a reserve list for quite a few of the games, and then a reserve player can come up. This is as foolproof a way as we can think of to sort of plug any gaps. There will be a curry on Saturday. Yes, there will be. Haley will be in touch about that. Haley will be, I don't know if she's pre-taking the pizza orders, but the pizza orders I think are essentially going to be cheese and tomato or pepperoni on the day.
Yeah. Simple.
So there we go. There'll be curry on Saturday night. Tony has sorted us out the Tudor Bar in the Old Bell Hotel for the Friday night. So there'll be the pre-Crackcon meetup in there for beer, board games, and this time we promised no quiz. We promised there won't be.
Yeah, we're not. Well,
there won't be a quiz from Ken. If someone competent wants to put on a quiz, then we will. Or we will.
Maybe your daughter could do it. She'd be much more competent.
It's something you eat. So come along. There's so many awesome people that are coming. There's quite a lot of new first timers that are coming as well.
There are.
We've got to make them welcome. Yes, and bring hot sauce from Bugman's. Although Dan Collister was really nice, he got in touch with me and let me know what the sauce is that GW use, and then put their branding on.
Ooh.
But I've got to make sure. It's Haley's birthday on Wednesday, so I don't know if I can get a click and collect quick enough to go and get some. But yeah, we're really, really looking forward to it. If you guys have got any questions about Crackcon, just email us and message us. We've had a lot of questions and a lot of comments. I've never seen the booking fill up. If you guys do see a game that you like the look of, and it says it's full up, like for example, like the game I'm running with Robin, still put your name down because there's a reserve list. And also, if you are in one of these big games and it's an all-day game, there's nothing to say you have to stay in it like the full day. There's always people. There's going to be so many people walking around and having a look. So I personally, I'm not going to drive you for 100% commitment for the day, although it will be rewarded with better dice rolls and a place on sort of on the winners podium. But no, because there's loads to see this time. So yeah, it's. Yeah,
I was going to say that was one of the questions I got, Martin, and I think was around the whole kind of what do I do if I haven't got a game organised, or I don't know what I'm going to do, or whatever.
Well,
I would say probably we've got more drop-in games
let's go through it
of games than any other year.
So
it doesn't really matter.
Right. So Ark World is a drop-in game. Barons War is a drop-in game. Classic Fantasy Battles is a drop-in game. Space Weirdos is a drop-in game. Blood Red Skies is a drop-in game. And no, that's the wrong one. War Host. And here's the Rucker. So you got half the games are drop-in games, but there will always be space. And if you turn up at a table and you want to have a go, especially at our table, there'll always be a chariot or a squadron of chariots or some things, or a trireme that needs to be taken command of. It's a bit like when I grabbed Stee and I made him command the stout defenders of St. Albans, much to his hatred. So yeah. But I must say he did a very, very good job of pretty much what happened to them, which was they were slaughtered to a man.
And for those not going, don't worry, we will take lots of pictures and possibly even live stream or video.
And we promise we won't just talk about that for the coming months, but we do have information to get out of there. We've got lots of people coming, and we've got to make them happy. Exactly. And that makes us happy. Which makes Hayley happy, and she doesn't shout at us then.
Which is a very good thing. We don't want Hayley shouting at us, that's for sure.
No, you don't want Hayley shouting.
No, it's great, and it's great that Charlie and the guys are coming from War Games Atlantic as well. That'll be great fun. So cool. There you go. So that is your quick update on Crackcon. We won't talk about. Well, we probably will talk about it some more because we get very excited about it, folks. Sorry, it's very exciting. I think we've even decided the charity as well. So that's perfect. We'll talk about that later on as well. Right. Awesome. So tonight we'll be talking about conventions and shows and gaming days. That's going to be the fun of the thing. Thank you to everybody watching on the catch up and everybody listening in on Spotify. We love you all as much as everybody else. And thanks to everyone who's joining us tonight for our little bit of fun and games. Martin, what have you been up to? I hope it's been a lot because I haven't done anything.
It is quite a lot to be fair. Because I haven't shown any models and things off for a while.
No, you haven't actually. You've had lots of secret projects and things going on.
Yeah. It's one of those things when you're working on stuff. You're like, I don't actually know when I can show this. There's no one that said that I can't, but it feels weird to do it. So, I have. What have I been doing? So I've been editing a lot. But the main thing I finished is I've been working on the new Scots Irish Pix models from Victrix. I've been building a warband for anything, for Pillage, for Saga, for the Barons War. They'll work for pretty much all of it. So I've got some pictures to show off. But I hadn't done any of the sort of like I finished.
I hope they got lots of flaming torches. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So done the first one. So here are some spearmen. I like the shields. Now, yes, some of them are blue. Now, I think people are really aware. I'm doing this sort of working with Peachy from Peachy Tips. We're doing a little collaboration for this video. So I'm doing a video about sort of the set and the models and doing seeing what we can build warband wise for Pillage out of it, and then I'm sure Peach will be covering sort of like the painting and his take on things, and he wanted he threatened something about Braveheart. So in solidarity, I have painted a few blue through Gritted Teeth, but when you watch out for the video this week because you're I think it's fun. So we got some blues, but then these are going to be picks as well. So okay. So we got those ones there. Then to go with those, got a whole set of unarmored. Thank you very much. Unarmored spoon, and I really like these. That there's proper armor. It's not just we didn't give the guy a shield kind of thing. There's actually guys with two-handed poses. I talk about it in the video. I'm just finishing editing it now and doing some of the voiceover stuff. But basically, the sets that they've released, which are the crossbows, the archer set, and then the warrior set, are 95% interchangeable. There's a couple of poses that you can't really swap around, but everything else is interchangeable. So, like that guy kneeling, that's actually one of the archer models. I've just stuck the spear arms on him and given him a head from the warrior's range. I think that guy at the back there, he's got like the half blue face. That's a warrior, but various bits from the archer sprue. So there's quite a lot you can do. So we've got the unarmored one that's there, good for running around and getting into all sorts of trouble. Then We've got some crossbows and some javelin men as well. Been painting a lot of plaid. So we've got those guys. They're fun.
You told me how you did that, or are you saving that for the video? Can you tell people?
No, I haven't. I don't think I actually mentioned it in the video. So yeah, I used for part of it at least, just for a guide. I used one of these, like an interdental tool. Obviously, it's probably better if it hasn't been used. Like, don't steal it from your mate or from your kids or something like that.
Don't put it back in the bathroom after you paint.
Don't. No. So yeah, essentially, I just paint a little bit of. I've got a model. Here we go. Here's an orc. And then I just, because it acts more like a guideline. So honestly, I just went like that, and then because it's not completely taught, just bench out, and then I just used it, and then I use a brush and I sketch it in afterwards, and that's pretty much it.
Good idea.
And so that's what I've done for some of them, not all of them, just some, like that one who's kneeling, you couldn't really get it there. So I think every other miniature has got plaid. I did every other miniature. Nice. So I've done those. Then so there are
David,
no.
They look great. Do you think they'd work for Hiberno North too?
I don't see why not. You could mix them with the other set, which is what I did here. So there are no armored bodies yet, and you obviously want some armor on your chief and on your sort of bodyguard kind of models. So what I did here was I wanted to see how well they'd mix with the Saxon bodies. So those are just straightforward Saxon bodies from Victrix. It's the bodies, and then there's been some light conversion. I've cut some of the more Saxon looking bits off of them, and then I replaced the knives with the knives that you get on the Scott sprue. The heads are from the Scott set, and then the cloaks, and then the weird little, I don't know what it's called. It's like a little poncho thing that the guy, the ginger guy's got on. All of those are from those sprues as well. The weapons are from the Scott sprue. So I did a proper little sort of kit bash, and obviously the shields are as well. So it's just the chainmail bodies. That's the only part of it that's from the Saxon, and I think they look all right. But I realised that I've got a little bit of a problem, because I wanted to use these as Picts as well, but I couldn't have the Saxon bodies as the Picts because, you know, I figured they'd look better in looted Roman armor. I went and I used some of my late Romans and just did a different command set for if I want to use them as picks. I wanted these ones. I thought they looked a little bit more feral. And then that one in the middle, I think might be one of my favorite ones that I did. And weirdly, that was one of the ones I didn't use the interdental tool on. I just painted those lines. I don't know. I didn't sort of muck those up. But yeah. So those are late Roman bodies from the late Roman sprue. Again, just mixed in. So it's a very, very versatile set. You get all of these sort of extra bits and bobs that you get on the sprue, like the it's not, obviously I know it's not tartan, but the cloaks, you know, the little poncho thingies, they're all from yeah, they are. I don't think I mentioned the Dark Ages once in the video. I don't think, unless it says it on. I might have said it when I was actually quoting what's written on the bag. But yeah, so got those, and then here's a happy shot of them all together, just coming over the hill. And I tried, there you go, look, I tried to imagine, you know, when I think of the Highlands, I don't know what, I just think of heather, lots of heather. So I just littered their bases with sort of heather and brush. But I'm really pleased with them. Really, really pleased with them. So that video should be out this week. I've had a battle report. I've done a battle. I haven't done any. What was I going to say? No, I had a battle against Robin with them as the Scots, and then this week, because the kids weren't around, Haley genuinely asked, "Do I want to play a game or something?" So we played some Pillage, and I took them as the Picts, and we took the Romano British, or as Arthur's British. So here are the Picts trying to. So this will be a battle report coming as well. So this is a learning game, and Haley was defending her little watchtower against the Picts. You can get a lot of picks. This was a sort of I think I used sort of 400 and just over 400 gold pieces or points, whatever, worth of picks to about 300 for the Romans, just to you know, sort of weight it in their favor. You get a lot of picks. they are not as well armored. Let me put it that way. It's and there is fire. There's flaming javelins in this one. It was fun, and it was a lot of fun. She enjoyed it. So so I've got 2 battle reports for Pillage to do.
Nice.
And then I've got another video for Baron's War that I'm working on. I've got a Warhost video that I'm working on. I've got the Salute video that I'm working on. Yeah, it's been very busy. And then work in real life, which is
all that sort of
that's
stuff
boring.
as well.
Yeah, that's all boring though. That's rubbish. And then figuring out but kind of like what we're doing over the next sort of like couple of months, because I realized sort of I say I've got that video, and that video, but that's about 4 weeks worth of content. So that takes us to June, and then I've got to start thinking about that, because I want to do some Beneath the Lily banners. I want to get some more big battles on the channel as well. But then I also just really want to play Baron's War and get the.
I was going to say, what's going to be your first one from the new book for Baron's War?
Well, I've already got the scenario planned, so it's just so happens, like, because I think I've talked about it in that I want to do this scenario, which is something that the real historical event, which is where John Russell, who's one of the knights that I use quite a lot, and if anyone's watched the latest battle report, he's the guy who went charging through the gate on his horse. If you haven't watched a battle report, I won't ruin what happens. He is in the next battle report, but if history followed the same thing, he wouldn't be. Anyway, he and 2 other knights were sent by Henry III in his minority to go and retrieve his 10-year-old sister from the Lusignans, because she'd been kind of handed over as a wife, as a betrothed, and basically the Lusignans, rather than the head of Lusignans waiting and marrying her, they decided to marry John's mum, or John's ex-wife. No, John's widow. Sorry, not ex-wife. John's widow. So Henry III's mum instead, right. And then anyway, so it was all of this weird politics.
That's a specialist interest channel, that one. Blimey.
Yeah, and then so basically John Russell and these 2 English knights were sent over there, and they retrieved Princess Joan from the Lusignans, and the Lusignans handed her over. And then when they were on the way back to their ship, they were attacked by the Lusignans, and but they managed to get away. Apparently they fought their way through and slew many Lusignans. That's what the Chronicle Matthew Paris says, I think. But basically, I've got an idea for a scenario where I've got the boat waiting at one end of the table. We've got John Russell and the princess, and but probably a unit with him, because he's not really 3 nights, not really traveling on their own. Probably a unit on the boat. So I'm going to do the Lusignans. So it'll be a Poitevin force, and get some of those mixed in. So I'd already kind of planned this scenario, and the fact that they've just released the rules means I can try out some of those rules as well. I just need to paint up I've been sitting there researching French knights the same way that I do English ones, and I said they're all bloody it's all French and Norman, and at this point there's quite a lot to choose from, but I wanted to do the same kind of thing. And just have like a historically feasible leader for this Lusignan attack. So that's what I'm going to be doing. If you pick, are you going to use any of the forces?
I'm very tempted by a mercenary group.
Yeah.
Just because they're a mercenary group, and that's always cool, right? The only problem is, and I've spent an awful lot of time digging around trying to find some sort of characters or named people to be it, and the only one I can find is your one. Yeah.
Oh, there's some others. There are some others.
Oh, are there? Oh, can you send me? Can send me in details?
You could have his brother. You could have his brother. His brother was a mercenary. Well, he got strung up in the end.
Sounds perfect.
There's also that Eustace the monk. He's a
I did think about him. That was the only other. That was not true. That's the other one I was finding out a bit more from. I think I quite like the idea, because they can't be barons, can they? So they can only be sort of effectively level 2 commanders. Yeah,
unless you take one of the special characters, the historical characters, like Falk, who's it's just his rules are just, I love that his rules they're brilliant in the game. Just that he has to charge everything. He isn't bound by the honor code that the other kind of people are about charging peasants. He just charges everyone. He rolls 2 dice with charge. You pick the better one, and then essentially everyone's afraid of him, and he's a horrible bastard. Basically, his rule should just be called horrible bastard. Yeah, I've got some other ones that I want to do. So yeah,
I quite like the idea of doing one sort of based around our friend as a sort of an accountant, Narcissus.
Oh, Nazis, yeah.
One sort of similar theme to that, but sort of make one up a bit. But that's what
I'm sure. I mean, history may not recall who King John's accountant was, but I can imagine as his treasure sank into the mire of the wash.
Well, kind of in my mind, I had this concept of like a Hawkswood kind of character who was it's more around the sort of the building, the business of being a mercenary rather than necessarily anything else. And he was renowned for basically drawing up some amazing contracts and what have you. And I thought that something like that for the Baron's War might be kind of interesting to do. If I can't find a real one. Heaven the Ledger. Yeah. Heaven the Ledger. I like it, Steph. That's kind of along the line I was thinking of. He'll be yeah. So that was what I was thinking about, but I don't know. At the end of the day, you can do pretty much anything with these lists. Obviously, I can't have a French one, proper French one, but I might a Gascon one, maybe. That might be fun.
Ooh. Yes, please do. I went down a right rabbit hole on French knights. Well, just say French knights, Poitevin knights, Gascon knights, and it's just so fascinating. And then I was looking at their coats of arms. I've got so many screenshots on my phone of just random coats of arms, just so I can remember people. And then sort of just researching for people who sell those transfers. Have you seen those stamp things? The Goblin, is it Goblin Hobbies? Like the Goober is it Goblin Hobbies?
Oh yeah.
Goober Hobby, where you use the enamel stamp thing. And I know they'd been a thing for a while. And I know most of it's geared around fantasy and 40k, or definitely not 40k. The Blood Angel and the Blood Drip. It's definitely not Blood Angels. It's still legally distinct because
I don't want Blood
Angels
Angels
instead of 5. But he has done like a medieval heraldry one for the minute. It's quite limited at the minute. And the thing is as well for the Baron's War period, if you are, you're not going to have loads of guys with the same heraldry. It's not like the Wars of Roses where you're going to be copying badges. Yeah. You can have one guy maybe with a coat of arms, maybe because of how early it is. I don't know. I'm quite interested to try them out.
I'm quite intrigued by it. Rory from Culloden Painting, he got a set and he was showing how to use them. And I think, like he said the problem was that they're very limited in their historical uses. Also, they were very expensive.
I
can't remember the amounts, but he definitely said they were very expensive to do. So, which kind of I thought, well, if they're limited for historical and they're also very expensive, it's probably not for me right now. But I like the concept of it. Something like that would be really interesting to do. Some really simple. Sort of, I don't know, sort of logo type thing, even if it's just to bring, as you say, I know heraldry wasn't such a big thing for that period, but even if you just sort of had it as a way of them identifying themselves in some way on their shield or something, maybe that would work. I don't know. I'm intrigued by it, but yeah, I need to look into it some more.
If I was doing 40k or something like that, I'd probably be quite interested in it. So because it's rather than doing, getting all those ultramarine symbols or whatever. Not ultramarines, obviously. It's just a Latinized U. But I think it'd be. I can see the worth in doing it. I think they've done some official War Machine. I think War Machine, they've given them like permission, like they're doing official ones for War Machine.
Okay, interesting.
It probably won't be long before GW bring out their own.
I'm sure. Especially if they're successful. Wargames History says publishing his first French, Angevin, Breton, Maine, Norman, and Tournaine barons list on his blog. So there you go.
Excellent.
There you go. You're digging around for all that. That's
I need a cup of coffee. I need some make sure everybody's out. And then I can sit and just Google and go through my books.
Oh, Steve, I bought your Spanish. I did. I bought your Pike and Shot Spanish. Jolly nice they were too. Jolly nice. It's just an attempt for me not to have to paint every sodding Pike and Shot Italian Wars figure that I've got. He was selling some on eBay and I bought them. So they were very nice. Thank you for those. And they were
going to be seen.
Posted, I have to say, they're extraordinarily well posted. You know, when people send packages through, when you buy from eBay and they sort of almost just put a bit of tissue around them and they rattle around like crazy.
Yes.
These ones, I think you could have shot them to the moon. They were so well secured. It was extraordinary. Anyway,
what I tend to do, I've been doing, because I've been selling things on eBay recently, and I use, say, cardboard, like a toilet roll tube. And then I wrap, first of all, do the modeling, say some bubble wrap, put it inside the tube so it's solid, so it's got a rigid, and then just plug the ends of it and then put tape around that so it can't move in that, and then it's got that, so there should be no snap spears or bayonets or anything like that. So no, I've got to. That being said, I've got so much stuff I need to put on eBay. I just don't seem to have the time. Not necessarily just one. I've got. Do you know the Dwarven Forge? Do you know what Dwarven Forge is?
I've heard of it.
They make RPG rooms, and they've done a lot of Kickstarters where they released STLs for print. But I bought loads of stuff from Dwarven Forge in the late 90s when they first started. So it's all pre-printed, all lovely. You've got like felt on the bottom of all the pieces. And I've got 3 of these sets, and I've had them now for, God, when did I buy them? 1998 from the Crescent Centre in Peterborough, when they did like it was a what I can best describe as part hippie, part RPG thing. It was quite. My mum and dad took me to it. And my friend was 14 or 15 at the time, and I think my mum and dad were a bit shocked. And I think they thought that me and my friend were like hippie. Not that there's anything wrong with being a hippie, but I think my mum was a little bit shocked. Unfortunately, she was like, "I thought you were going to be like devil worshippers, for being in, not that she would encourage that, to be honest." But I've got these sets, and I looked them up on eBay what they go for, and it's in silly money. But I've only got them out, I think, twice in the last 10 years. They've moved house with me. I've got moving traps and things. They're beautiful. But I don't. They're so big. These sets. They're huge. They'd have to be like collection only, or I'd have to use a huge courier. The boxes weigh a ton. This stuff is all cast and hand painted, not by me. Like it was bought like that, and you got all these little connectors. I mean, it would easily fit one of these shelf sections, just one of the boxes.
Bloody hell!
Fill that.
Bloody hell!
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to.
I'm the same. I've been going through the cupboards and whatnot at the back there and clearing out old stuff that I just know I'm not going to get round to, and I've sort of got as far as to get loads of them on the desk there ready to go, but on the table there ready to go. But I just such a ball ache to put them up on eBay or whatever and get them done. But I must do it because I've got to get rid of them. I need to make some space for the new stuff, don't I? Obviously.
Exactly. I mean, whatever you'll do. Heavy things you just sell at a con, making it someone else's problem to get home, but it's my problem to get it there. Yeah. And also, I don't know, I could take them to like Warfare or something, but then you've got to spend ages queuing up to get them in it, and then like Ken will buy it, and that'll upset me.
Geez. There was a question here and I can't find it, and I should have marked it. Someone was asking oh god, here we go. Thomas asking, how friendly is Baron's War for creating custom retinues?
Very. And you've also got there's a Lord generator system in it as well. So if you don't want to use one of the horrible people we're talking about, for example, Dom could just make up his accountant, and there's a generator in there to create your own character. Trying it. So yeah, I'd say it's very, very friendly to pretty much do what you want. Yeah, I agree, and that's the beauty of it. You can spend ridiculous amounts of time, like Martin does, and I sort of pretend to, and just ask him for help. Researching these historical characters, or you can just get them, come up with your own ones because it's dead easy. That's what I'm doing in Warhost. I'm going to come up with I'm going to use the custom generator to come up with some horrible orc. Just make him or maybe not, because maybe orcs should be absolute bastards. Maybe I should make an orc who's like a little bit nicer.
Yes, I have a sort of one that's, I don't know, friendly, sort of a bit of an outcast from the rest.
And he's in charge, yeah.
Misunderstood.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm just putting the last bit of paint on some of them at the minute. And, I'm looking forward to playing that as well.
Awesome. Oh, there you go. So I would show what I've been up to, but I haven't done any gaming at all in the last week. No. I even took some figures away with me, and as I was up in Shropshire for the week, and I took some figures up to make up, and I started to make some up actually last week on the stream. I realised I didn't bring my scalpel with me. It's a bit of a bummer when you put together figures and you haven't got your scalpel. So for some reason, I couldn't pick one up. So that was that. So I did nothing. Didn't do any gaming. Didn't even visit a castle. Well, I did visit a castle, but it was one I've done before. So no, didn't even do that. So that's it. So we'll have to get onto the proper topic then, I guess. Conventions and all that kind of malarkey. So what I was thinking, hang on, Thomas has come back. There you go. Thomas, thinking about doing my ancestral clan, the O'Neills of Tyrone, in the Barons' War era. Really nice coat of arms as well. Yeah, go for it.
That's cool.
Go for it.
Cool.
There aren't Irish in the new book, but you could easily do it.
Yeah. It's all done on the scale. It wouldn't be hard. And doing some. I'm sure if you go in the file section on there, there'll be some suggested rules as well.
Perfect. So anyway, what I thought we'd talk about tonight is a bit around conventions, gaming days, gaming meetups, shows. La da 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 da. My account. Thank you. Oh, jeez. Boom, boom.
I like that.
Robin's already on the Warhost. He says he's painting up elven spearmen.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, Robin's got the bug at the minute.
There you go. Yeah. So anyway, I thought I'd talk about. We talk a bit about conventions and shows and gaming days and meetups and that kind of good stuff. So in the broadest brush of gaming days, I guess. From the big shows to the small shows, what we kind of like, what we don't like. See if we can come up with some sort of consensus, like that will happen, of what everyone likes, so that if anybody's looking to put on a game, they kind of get a head start, I guess, if they're stupid enough to listen to this stream and they've got nearly an hour into it, 40 minutes into it. I'm going to ask you, Martin, first of all, what is it in a gaming show convention that you particularly want to see? What's the thing that you come back from and you think that was good, that was exactly what I was looking for?
Accessible coffee. No, I honestly, for me, right. So okay, let's not count that. I love meeting up with people. I love chatting to people. I like meeting up with all the other people that we see in the chat and who watch YouTube, and just other gamers and my friends. And I like meeting up with people. And that's a big draw. Let's get that out of the way because I know that's what everyone's going to say. So I'm going to park that to one side because I feel like that's a given. I enjoy seeing impressive tables that have been worked on, where clubs work on them together or individuals work on them together. That could either be because the armies have been worked on and you've got an exact one-to-one replica of Napoleon's army at Austerlitz or something, in 6 mil, and or if that's very simply that year that someone recreated, like a part of the medieval city, but using the actual map, and they had the medieval map on the table with the city, and then they were playing a dueling game, but running through the streets.
Yes,
and the city was the draw for that, and that's more scale modelling than war game modelling. So I really like seeing tables and games and participation games. They're the things I walk away from, and you kind of sit there and go, I wonder how I could achieve that at home cheaper, but I'm never going to achieve it to that level, but how could I do something similar for my table or for my games? I like going and you get inspiration for things. Yeah, that's what I love seeing. I love that. That being said, something I like at Warfare, and obviously you don't get this at Salute, I love seeing all the tournament play.
Yeah.
I don't play in tournaments, but I like seeing it. I like seeing all the games. And I think that's really impressive. And I quite like how they've got the game set up. So you've got the stalls and the traders, then you kind of go into the display games, the participation games, and then that slowly moves into the tournament games.
Yeah.
I like that. So I do enjoy seeing those, but the people there understandably they're concentrating. They're trying to play in the tournament. They're there for a reason. And they I don't like going over and interrupting them as much. I'd rather go and interrupt Mark and take command of his young guard and get them killed. And then leave not knowing it was a 2-day game. And he's stuck without them. So yeah, I think for me, I like looking for and seeing big tables. The traders it's nice seeing traders and new products, but you're going to see them on the internet.
Yeah.
Right. It's
I
a
feel
little
like
bit like
the trader bit has sort of changed in some ways. I mean, back in the day, I mean, even 5-6 years ago, you went to a convention, to a trade show, because there were traders there. Now, it's sort of, because there is so much available, most of it's on, everything's on the internet, and you're used to buying stuff on the internet. It's less of that. It feels like, to me, at least, certainly my habit. Because I always thought Salute, for instance, I always considered Salute to be a shopping show. That was the one
it's a trade show. It's
show. It was the one that I went for if I had my latest fix of figures I needed, and I knew I could pick them up and go and do that. Now, apart from the fact that there seems to be slightly less of them around, less going of the traders that I want, I don't find it quite so necessary. So I because I can pick the stuff up any old time whenever I want it, or even 3D print stuff if necessary. It doesn't feel that. So I think in my mind, it's sort of the need, or what I look for there has changed very much to, a wider look at the hobby.
You find little gems. You find...
Yeah, you do.
You go there without an agenda. I went there going, I want the King John book, and I'm going to leave with that King John book. You guys, like everyone, I think you and Alex were filming the people coming in, and I just as you two started filming, I turned around and just went, right, I'm going to go and buy that book now, because you can say they're allowed to sell it now.
You went, relief, I can buy it finally.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. But I kind of agree, but I like finding like little people who make terrain and stuff like that. And I don't know what it is. Pretty much everything is on the internet. So I like buying things in person. I think it's fun. You like chatting to people, because sometimes you'll look at something online and either the photos maybe don't do it justice, or there's not a very good description. But when you actually then see it in the flesh, you'll change your mind, or you chat to the creator, and just because of the way they're able to big up their product or their game or their system, like, I'd quite like to try this. I mean, I nearly walked away with Arcworld again, and bear in mind I bought the first edition with the Kickstarter and I've never done anything with it, and I was just there, and Matt, Robin and I were looking at them, and I was just looking at this little box. I hesitate to call it a starter, because it was just a battle box. It was vampires versus ghosts, and I just really liked the concept of like a little undead sort of Civil War kind of thing, but they're all in that really nice whimsical Discworldy style that he sculpts in, and it had a little mini campaign in there and dice. It was 70 quid, and there's a lot of stuff in it, and I just thought, and then I walked away. Part of me really regrets walking away, but I know that I haven't got the time at the minute to focus on it. But I dare say that could be on the list for something like Christmas. But yeah, even though I had seen them online,
right.
Seen them in person,
know what you mean about that kind of hidden gem and something different. I mean, I think, it was it Salute last year, or was it Warfare last year that you dragged me along to the Parabellum stand? Is it,
the 3D,
3D printed
the printers, yeah.
And you made me buy an awful lot of stuff.
I made you buy.
Yeah, you
I
did.
made you buy.
Yeah.
Made you.
That may have been my sort of selective memory that I then told Elaine. Not necessarily the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like that. And as you say, that's the bit of the shopping I like at the trade shows. But then that can be at any trade show of any size or scale, not necessarily the big ones.
It can be. I guess you're always there.
Have little gems, I think.
True, but sometimes you're there because people are going to save up their releases for Salute. People try to release it for a big show. They just do. I get that. I understand why. Parabellum made Robin buy a 3D printer because he went there. He was so astounded by the quality that he went and bought a 3D printer and then spent the next 6 months printing out St. Albans for us to use. Okay.
I think Robin probably Martin that made you do it. I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Now he's doing trial. I've got a new printer. But it's not so well. It's just out of the box at the minute. I haven't set it up or done anything much with it yet. So because I need to move it, but I wanted to see how big it was. So that'll get moved. But yeah, no, I agree. You know, that kind of thing. But just talk about it now because I think I've seen a couple of comments in it because there's always these people saying, you know, should Salute be 2 days? And I know we touched on this very briefly before, and I just don't think unless you've got some tournament games going on, I don't see how you could stretch it to 2 days. The traders would die of exhaustion. Yep. The cost would be astronomical. It'd be too high. They'd have to really pull together. You'd have to fill another hall with tournament games, basically. I think that's the only way I could see it.
I think the only way you could run a 2-day or a multi-day event is a bit like Warfare do with competitions, because I just don't think there's any way. I mean, certainly the outlay of hiring the Excel Centre, one of the halls there, is so much. And while they got nearly 8,000 people there, probably over 8,000 people in the end, you're probably not going to get 8,000 on a Saturday and 8,000 on a Sunday. You're probably just
you're looking for double the crowd. Yeah.
So is it really going to make it break even? I remember we had all those years ago, we had Mac on, didn't we? And he was talking about, you know, kind of coping through the whole kind of COVID situation and how they weren't sure whether it would survive. But you know, it's not a job for these guys. They're putting it on as a club, as a you know. So it's they have it has to pay its own way, and I just don't think 2 days, certainly not at that venue, would work, or they would get the numbers to justify it. But
agreed.
You know, it's an interesting one. I can understand why people would love it to be 2 days. I don't think I could stand 2 days of it. It would exhaust me.
No, I agree.
Alex says 2 days is what killed triples. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Don't know the backstory on that one, but I think it's tough. It's a big. It's not even double the outlay in some ways. It's more than that. And also then the traders have got to come down on the game. People running games has got to come down and stay at a venue nearby. You know, couldn't possibly just drive in for the day and do what they need to do and go out again, however late it is. It just becomes very difficult. Steph says 2 days discourages games being put on by clubs a long way away. Yeah, it's just very, very difficult to do that. If you're close by, it's a bit easier. But even then, don't know. But interesting. I think for me, I'm with you. I like the fact you can get around. Don't get me wrong. I love talking to the traders. I love talking to the people who've got interesting gadgets and hobby stuff around the place. I think it's really, really interesting to see. And I, not even if it's something I wouldn't necessarily be buying, it's good to see. It's just lovely to see the variety of stuff out there, and the mats and The only thing I think I genuinely try and pick up, and actually I didn't this year at Salute, is spray cans, because spray cans you generally can't get mail order. They want to courier them to you because they're dangerous to send through the post, or not allowed to send through the post. So that's one thing I usually try and pick up at the trade show. But I'm like you, I do like getting round and seeing the unusual new stuff. Salute, there wasn't so much new stuff, I didn't think. This year.
Great Escape had some new bits. Wargames Atlantic, I suppose there was, but it's just not necessarily stuff you're interested in. Like Warlord had Conflict 47 stuff. Wargames Atlantic had Baron's War, quite well, 3 new sets for Baron's War. I think they had there was another set for something else as well. They had their Marcher sets. Dead Man's Hand had a new gang release plus a new sort of furniture set for the buildings, and then I think there was other stuff from other trades. So I guess it's again just zeroed in on things. But then the Perrys used to be releasing things at Salute quite regularly, didn't they? And we'd all shuffle along. Do you remember when they released their ACW Battle in a Box?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's still the best bargain, I think, in 28mm figures. That is still the best bargain. The one thing I did see, and I must admit, I completely missed it on the day. But shout to Alex from Wargaming Hobbies from my club. He did his video and he was talking to John Stannard on the Warlord stand, and they were talking about the new upcoming Pike and Shot supplement. Don't know whether you saw this, Martin. The Highest Throne, it was called. So that I think he only had it as a sort of proof. There was nothing else there. So it's not coming out until later this year.
And sorry, what's it for? Sorry, what was it for? Did you say
Pike and Shot? Yeah, Pike and Shot. It's called the Highest Throne, and it's basically it's going to have winged hussars and Ottomans, and that sort of thing. So it's due out. I think apparently there's a whole load of extra figures coming. I'm not going to comment on the figures that Warlord are producing at the moment, but there's a lot of new figures. So having said they haven't really put any effort around historical for some time, it seems like a Pike and Shot supplement is coming, and they were showing the draft or the proof copy of it at the show. So,
I mean, yeah. I'm interested in. I like Pike. This is the problem. I like Hail Caesar. I like Pike and Shot, and I like Black Powder, and I like the books. I just want them to give them some more love. But then it's not what's selling at the minute. Conflict is, and I understand that. And I mean, if they release an epic range and they did like epic Siege of Vienna, that would be amazing. That would be awesome. It's just not where the money is for them at the minute. And I get it. I understand it. But then do you remember that a lot of these supplements were from that call that they did about 3 years ago? So they've got a lot of them lined up.
A backlog
because they've gone down because they did, and we were getting new supplements. So we had the Wars of the Roses, we had Arthur, we had the Samurai, we've had the Lanchneck one. There was the Caesar one, then there was the Ferret War one, then there was the Pontic one. Yeah. Not much for Black Powder. In fact, nothing for Black Powder. There was another Pike and Shot one I had no interest in, and I can't remember what it was.
Italian War.
No. I got that one. There was another one. I can't remember what it was. So they had all of them, and then they've sort of slowed down slightly. But they've only got so much.
Yeah, it's true.
Room, and they've got to. Why would they put out a?
James says he's seen some of the new Polish figures, very nice, but I think metal or Silaclast. Well, I'm not surprised. It's going to be too nichey to be plastic kits, that's for sure. But be interesting to see what they're like. Yeah. But I think they're 28mm. Someone was asking, basically 28mm. But obviously you could use them for something else as well. I think it's interesting. We know where Warlord's priorities are at the moment, and as you say, I think it's all from that backlog of other things that are coming out. And they still talked about the Beowulf one coming at some point.
They've been talking about that for about 3 years.
Yeah. Leipzig's been longer.
Yeah,
I don't know. I saw Tim from Napoleonic Wargaming talking about he's given up waiting, so he's going to start doing his own one, which I think is probably fair enough. But not all of us want to. Oh, God, I don't know. It is what it is. Crimea. That was another one that came out, wasn't it?
that
Crimea.
was it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there was Black Paddy. Yeah, Crimea.
Yeah.
That was
That's the one.
That was the one I thought. Yeah. So one. Sorry.
Anyway, so yeah, I think it's yeah. James says Leipzig has been about 10 years now. I think at least 10. It's almost as long as the war took place, to be honest. It's been that long. So yeah, so conventions. I think. What about games? What gets you there? You know, you're looking for primarily games you can get involved in, or games that you can have the eye candy for. What's your sort of favorite?
Bit of both. I mean, I like being involved in games, but I don't like getting bogged down in a game for, you know, if I paid for a ticket, I want to go around and see the show. So I don't want to get bogged down for hours into a game. About an hour. I like to play a game for about an hour max before moving on. So what I like to do is I like to take control of someone's young guard, ruin his battle plan, and then leave. That's the perfect. But I want it to be
the perfect game for you.
I don't want to just screw up, you know, sort of, you know, one turn. You know, you want to get a couple of turns in there to really ruin the plan.
Put them in a position where they can't possibly extract themselves.
He told you were there. He told me to do what I wanted. So I was like, okay, I'll charge.
I know, it was his own fault. He said, do what you like. And
I did.
Really. You did.
I'm sorry, Mark. He's probably not going to let me anywhere near his game at Crackcon. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
As an aside, I get genuinely not seen anyone look quite so horrified or incredulous when you said I'm marching down the hill, and he went, "You're going down the hill?"
Where the enemy was. The enemy were at the bottom of the hill.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, I'm with you actually on the gaming side of things. I love to see the eye candy. I don't want to see the inspiration of the games. I think that's the thing I love to see. I don't get a chance to play that many anymore conventions for whatever. Yeah. I don't think I played anything at Salute this year.
Yeah, we did. We played we did the jousting thing.
Oh, we did the jousting. Of course I did. Yes, of course. Oh yeah, But I think that went on for so long I'd forgotten it. God,
well, I think Miller stopped caring.
I think he did. Because, I mean, nothing to do with your game, Miller, but it was the fact that neither of us could kill each other, which is unusual for us, to be fair.
Yeah. Normally I have no problem doing it. It's because you didn't change your dice. That's why.
That's what it was. He kept insisting I use the same dice, which is just, you know, unfair, cruel, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that was the only game I played at Salute. I don't know. I always have great intentions to play games. But like you just said, I think part of it is I just think I kind of feel if I'm playing a game, I'm stuck there is the wrong word, because generally it's a game I want to play and it's good fun. But then I'm not getting around everything else that I want to see.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I think most games. I think this Salute apart. Yeah, again, did I play anything else other than? No, I think the jousting thing was the only thing I did as well. I just felt like there was a lot to see. Yeah. I felt like there was a lot to go around and see, and I kept on finding bits that I hadn't seen before. So
I know damn well that I walked around that convention center multiple times and looked at, I thought, absolutely everything. Yeah, I watched some of the videos that people put up of the games, and I thought, I don't remember seeing that one. I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
I was looking at some of the stuff on tabletop. Like, nah, don't remember that. Don't remember that.
I couldn't believe it. It's extraordinary to see. So yeah, it's there was a lot of stuff there. And it's great to see. Now, there's one thing that I found really odd, as I mentioned before about Adepticon and the US conventions and some of the other big shows. I think the Australian ones are the same. And it's probably obviously because of the distances involved that people have to travel. But the fact they can sustain that interest over multiple days, I find extraordinary. Really interesting to see. And I wonder if it happens. I would say at Adepticon, I found within the history side anyway, the historical side, they rotated the games. So, you know, you didn't have the same game running the second day. It would be another game, which is obviously a lot more work for people and the organisers to sort out. But at least it kept it refreshed and revitalised. Whereas a lot of the other rooms, obviously, they had competitions running, so it was a bit different. So interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we couldn't do Crackcon for 2 days, could we? Apart from the alcoholic. Oh my goodness! Did you see that? Is weakening.
Well, we did discuss it, didn't we?
We have. To be fair,
we did think about it. I think because of the way Crackcon is set up, which is obviously there's no trade apart from the shop, right? So it would be. Crackcon is 2 days, really. Yeah,
it sort of is the pub. Yeah,
it's the recovery. But you could, if you had a different set of games. I mean, I think the main thing would be finding people. I mean, you could change the games. If we were to do it for 2 days, I would say we have one set of games on Saturday and one set of games on the Sunday, for example, or Friday and Saturday or whatever, and you switch them around. So you have one set of people to play, and then you're dropping games. So if you did have people like we were lucky to have this on like Wargames Atlantic, you can display it for 2 days. You've got dropping games for 2 days, that'd be fine. But then you've got exactly the same problem that you've just said, which is you're not going to suddenly go from having 80 people to having 160 people. You're going to get about 110 people split across 2 days. And I don't know, would everyone the second day just be shattered and just we would be shells.
Oh, we'd be absolutely
so I mean, I think you could do it if you did it on. That's how I think I would suggest that we do it. If we were to do it, it would be to do that. I mean, I did think about doing like a War of the Roses thing in a mad moment where on the Saturday we fought at a couple of tables fighting like Ferrybridge and Dintlingdale, and then on the Sunday you get everyone to do Towton and having about sort of like 10 people like that. That was obviously before anyone goes on about it in the comments. That's before all the new book and research has come out that basically said that that's all bollocks. Which is actually, I quite like the idea of lots of little skirmishes and battles going on all over the landscape. So the Battle of Towton is essentially just is just loads of small engagements over a huge area, and that Ferrybridge was actually the massive one. Anyway, digress. But
again, folks, I kind of like that idea. I do. That has occurred to me is if you're going to do a 2-day event, sort of have the first day. I mean, some things I used to love doing and still love doing is these big all-day battles with multiple players in them, and sort of to run something like that on the first day, whatever it would be. As you say, it could be multiple little games all pieced together into one. But then the second day, have it almost like an open day of all sorts of games.
Maybe board games and RPGs as well.
Yeah,
everyone who's recovering. That would be. He'd be up for. Oh yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, we should do that. We should do that. Absolutely. Or we'll come over to yours and we'll do it.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe, but we'll do 100 years war, and we'll then go down the road. We'll go down the road and check out the locations. No, I feel like
crazy.
So yeah, maybe you could actually say day 1 Wargaming, day 2. I don't know, but
would people come for that though? I mean, some would, I know, but
I'd leave. No, I'll leave.
I know Ken would go. He wouldn't be around, would he?
I think Hayley would file for divorce if I told her that we were doing it for her. By the way, Hayley, we've unilaterally decided that we're doing it, so that means you need a new spreadsheet. I don't think she'd be very happy.
No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't, bless her. Elaine still thinks it's 2 days anyway, so 3 days with the Friday as well, so it doesn't really matter. So I'd be fine. Interesting. I don't know. It's an interesting one. So that gets me onto another topic around the whole kind of gaming day convention sort of thing. Do you rather sort of, and this is a question for the chat as well, would you rather sort of themed days of something, sort of a battle day, as opposed to a convention, or is it very much horses for courses, depending on different things for different things? I mean, you know what I mean? If there was an all-day refight of, I don't know, Towton somewhere, would you rather go to that? And if there are a few associated traders around and booksellers and what have you there, would you go to that over and above a convention, a traditional convention?
Is this one of the polls that you've done on here?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh shit! Sorry, I thought you were gearing up to put.
Oh no, I can ask. I'm going to ask the polls in a minute. So
I thought you were going to do this widget. So, yes and no. So if I saw that there was an event that said, right, we're going to refight, a bit like the big Waterloo refight.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If they said we're going to refight, I don't know, the siege of Vienna. There we go. Let's go with something like that. And I remember that's what the whole weekend is about. And I go solidly for that. However, you're going to get people don't give a toss about it and won't go. If you do the theming, and the theme at Salute this year was cavalry, I saw some horses on tables. I saw a horse, like a model horse, and some cavalry stuff. I think your theme, you need to maybe have some central games that are around that theme, or you'd have to say like, I don't know. I think cavalry was maybe a bit too broad a theme, but maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some of the previous ones. Obviously,
they did the Custer one, didn't they? One.
Yeah,
they did
the Agincourt one. But then when they're battles, you're like, well, it's an Agincourt theme. So you're like, oh, okay, what? So everyone's going to do Agincourt and Archer or an archery game. I don't know. It's quite hard. If you theme it though, I don't know. I think I prefer turning up to an event knowing what I was going to, like, for example, if I was turning up to game, I'd be like, no, I want to turn up and play Towton, whatever. Otherwise, no, just if you want to give it a broad theme so people can maybe, everyone try and do a cavalry battle. So I don't know, you do a Mongol Empire game, I'll do Dorylaeum, someone else does Siege of Vienna, then yes, then you do that. But no, I think if I'd be too much. If I was going to something, I just want to go to it and know what it was. If I was doing that, otherwise I just want to turn up. I don't really mind.
Yeah, I guess I'm the same. I've loved those sort of all-day gaming days where you just go off and play games. I know the Lardies do similar things with their Lard days and what have you, where you just multiple games of just playing. But I don't. I sort of almost see them as a extension of being at a club. It's that kind of thing, as opposed to a convention or a trade show. I don't know. It's not right or wrong. I mean, I think it depends where your brownie points are and if you're allowed out to go and do multiple things like that. But I'd like to do, Tim says things like Napoleonic Tim's days and Paul's recent days show that there's interesting themed things. Yeah, I think there is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I think the problem is the thing is it's interesting because Salute do their themes, and it's not played through at all. It's just a figure, really, isn't it? That comes with each one that links back, or the dice maybe. But I think does anybody else do a similar thing? I don't think they do they? I don't think there's a theme at Partisan, for instance, or Warfare.
Warfare.
Don't think. Not that I can think of. So it sort of almost doesn't really matter, but yeah. Anyway, interesting. Shall we do a quick bit of news and then maybe we'll do some of the polling stuff? Because I did put a poll up on the Facebook page. And also sort of recreated a bit of it here so we can sort of work through some of that and also look at people's comments around. Thanks, Alex. Theme is wargaming. Fair enough. Yeah, that's very true. So let's do a bit of news and then we'll come back and talk a bit about more conventions and stuff. I know there wasn't a huge amount of news, but let's do it.
Now for the news. But can you really afford this? Especially the weird shit.
I don't think I have any weird shit. Narcisse is behind. Narcisse is behind.
What have you found?
I just saw that the guys from On Bloody Ground they are producing their American War Independence book. So they branched out from doing swords and sandals and chainmail and longbows, and they did the American Civil War one, and they got the AWI one that's on the way, and the game is picking up more and more traction, which is nice to see. I mean, the system is very much the same. Well, whichever one you buy, they just tweak the rules, obviously, for each period. So if you don't enjoy, I don't know, the Roman stuff, you want to try the Greeks out. It's still going to be the same rule set. It's just But I have seen there's quite a lot of people who go, no, I've been looking for something like this for review and things like that. So
it's sort of simplicity to learn the rules, isn't it? Which is kind of the fact there.
And the rules are in each supplement. It's each one is a rule book. There's you don't have to buy a core book and then a supplement. The main rules are in each of the books.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Have you played them, those rules?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I played them when they first came out. They did kindly send me over the
that's right,
the Norman Conquest one and the Reconquista one. So I did some stuff with the Reconquista. And it's fun. It kind of reminds me of a cross between Hail Caesar and sort of Warhammer Ancient Battles.
Okay.
I think you'd enjoy it. Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it. I enjoyed it. And I think they've been getting quite a lot of play at clubs and things around here.
I see a lot of interest in them. Not huge amounts, but a decent use pickup of them. So I'm intrigued by them. If I use them, Dave Brown will kick me even more than he does for using Hail Caesar and Black Powder, I'm sure, because he wants me to try Vex.
He didn't mention that to me this time. He didn't mention them.
Did he not?
No. His main one was telling me to go and tell Yorkshire Ken that his pipe blocks were too small.
Well, they were. Let's be honest. The only other things I saw, interesting. Actually, Steve put this up, and I was hoping because he was going to be on tonight, he could actually do a bit of news for the first time ever, I think, because he put it in the Facebook page, was around Warlords changing all their kits, all their Second World War kits, are no longer going to be metal for their guns and things. They're going to...
Oh, yeah.
From now on.
No, I did see this. Yes, no, I did see this when it's got posted up.
Yeah,
I did see this. Yes, because there were some very funny comments.
There are quite a few funny comments on that one. But yeah, I think it's interesting one, if nothing else, because if you had the misfortune of having to try and put together one of those metal gun carriages, it's just not a pleasant experience. So hopefully the plastic one's a bit easier. If nothing else, you don't have to use super glue and it won't stick to your forehead when you're trying to wipe the blood from your face as you're trying to cut.
I got to agree with you. No, that was the thing that made me laugh, is that they've Warlord announced it on the same day they released the metal gun. Oh God. It's not news. It's not news that affects me particularly. I still just, they still do. I still don't understand why they don't produce a plastic artillery set. I don't know if it's just because Victrix beat them to it. But then Victrix are the only ones who do the plastic Napoleonic artillery.
It is. Yeah, they are. Nobody else has done them yet.
Perry's don't. They do ACW stuff, but they don't do.
I don't know.
Mad.
So the other thing I saw Warlord put out was some new Russian Second World War naval brigade troops. So actually, I think these look quite nice.
Are these metal?
Good question. Obviously, they're not.
Is that a metal? Is that?
I think it's plastic. I don't know. I wasn't that interested, Martin, to look into it. I just picked up the pictures, but I think they're quite nice. I think some of the... Oh, there you go. You'll like that one. It's got a Molotov cocktail. You like burning things. So
let's give one a Molotov. I swear every single one of them. I know that I know to lean into the stereotype stuff sometimes, but I swear every Russian set has a Molotov in it.
I think it does. It's compulsory. It's a bit like a log on the back of a tank. It has to be there. I'm not sure that camouflage cape is going to work terribly well in that scenario, but they'll just say I'm no expert on camo, but there you go. But they're nice enough figures. I think they look pretty good actually for Warlord stuff at the moment.
They're resin.
They're resin. I thought they probably must be. So anyway, they're on the pre-order at the moment. So if you're into your bolt action and you want some Russian Naval Brigade, there you go. The other thing I saw was Flags of War put out a whole load of new Renaissance flags. There's masses of them.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, I like some of these. Are really, really cool. Lots of them. That's a nice one too. Spanish for the Renaissance period, for the Italian Wars. So check those out if you need some new flags. I did speak to Ian briefly at, well, not briefly actually, for quite a while at Salute.
Well, yeah, it made me jump when I walked past you guys. I didn't recognise him for a second.
He said, because I kept bumping into him. I think we caught up with each other about 3 times during the show. He said, I keep seeing you, but I haven't seen Martin. I said, he's avoiding you. And I said, oh, there he is right behind you. And he leapt on you.
Well, also, I realised that I've never met him in person before. And
really?
He's a lot, yeah, I realised he's a lot taller.
Yeah, he is.
Than he is on the screen.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa. No, it was really nice. I was really gutted because we were obviously heading off at that point. So yeah, it would have been lovely to sort of hang out and chat a bit more.
Yeah, it's a nice chat. He was talking about, actually, we should get him back on, and it's been a while since he's been on, but he was talking about the balancing of the of hobby versus work kind of thing, because he does Flags of War and all that kind of stuff as very much as fun as a hobby. It's not his job. He has a proper full-time job and family and everything else, as you know well, and trying to run that, which is why he basically is effectively outsourced most of it all now, because just keeping up with everything has just been hard work. But it means that he sort of struggles from time to time to keep up with all the sort of stuff he wants to do, which is interesting. But yeah, thoroughly nice chap. So the only other thing I saw was, and I think this is, I don't think I showed this before, so if I did, apologies. V&V, some new Hussite 28mm figures.
Okay.
Now the Hussites, but I'm sure you could use them pretty much anything of that period. Anybody who needs a bearded man with a mace, there he is there. They're resin, 28mm.
I've had some V&V stuff. It's good, it is really good quality resin. Their stuff.
It is. Although I struggle to put them together. Is it just? Did you have the same problem? Super glue.
Do you want me to say yes?
Yeah, make me feel better.
Okay, yeah. I
good answer.
It was a proper hardship.
Proper bitch. Good. Okay, it's just me. I'm fully prepared to accept that. It's just my usual.
I mean, you're talking to. I mean, it wasn't a rocket, so I didn't. I didn't have a. I have those problems.
Geez. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go back and let's talk about some more around the conventions and shows and whatnot. So I did ask people in the chat on Facebook page, about what they thought. It was just a few questions, and as usual, everyone tried to break the poll by saying, well, you should have said this, and I tried not to. So I'm going to ask it in here as well. So if anybody wants to, and we've never used this poll facility here on StreamYard, so let's see if it works. So first question was, how many shows or gaming days or conventions do you typically attend each year? So there you go. You've got number 1 is 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5+, or you just don't go to shows. Now, when I did this on the Facebook page, it came out about 40% of respondents of people who came back is 1
it
to
works.
2.
Someone did it.
Blimey. Oh, look,
how do you do it?
Working. Correct.
Go on there. Hang on, I'm going on there. I'm going to go on there.
Exciting. Oh, look, it's 2 people done it now. So about 40% of people said they went to 1 or 2, and very few, only about 5% of people said they never went to shows, which I actually was surprised. I thought it'd be more than that. But
what do you do? You just type in the number and then it records it.
Yeah, it must have. I don't know. I've just started the poll. You can.
How do you do this thing?
Someone tell Martin how to do it.
How many? I want to break it.
Oh, they're putting the number in. It looks like the numbers.
Is that you just literally do that? Oh, okay.
You just put the
Is
number.
that literally it?
Oh, that's clever. I like that. There you go. So it's real time as well. Look at it. It's going up and down like crazy.
Oh,
So
there's going to be a poll every week now.
This is cool. So at the moment, I can see it's and 1 to 2 is coming up. Come on, who one more? Yeah, at the moment, it's all
the bases, yeah.
3 to 4 seems to be the average on tonight, which is interesting. Oh, it's now getting.
What I'll like will be funnier is if you get more respondents to the poll than the video does likes.
Oh dear. How many shows do you go to a week, Martin?
2 a week.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, a year. You actually go to 3, mate, because you go to Crackcon. That's your show.
Well, yeah.
And you go to Salute. And you go to Warfare.
I go to 3. Okay, yeah. So, well, I don't. Do we go to Crackcon? We put it on.
We're forced
do we
to
go there? Yeah. No, 3. So, yeah, Salute, Crackcon, and Warfare. I could do more. The reason I don't is because I think Warfare and Salute they're about 6 months apart.
Yeah,
and I like that because enough stuff then can happen in between to make it worthwhile going to shows. Now I know that there are more tables at Partisan and Selwig and Van Parpanak or I can't ever pronounce it as well. And I guess if I had a reason to go, like if I had a free weekend, I mean, there's the Joy of 6 as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know people go to. So I guess if I had a free weekend, and if it was nearby, I probably would.
Yeah.
Warfare, the first Warfare I went to was that one that you didn't go to, Ascot.
The one that's closest to where I live. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just and then ever since then I've been going. But then I like that as well because it's a chance to meet up with you and we do some gaming. Elaine cooks a lovely meal, which is really the reason that I've been coming down for the last 2 years is to get fed. To get fed, see Ken, and then for Ken to disappear in the middle of not even in the middle of the day for like an hour, go to watch Ken attack to bring them by. That's always amusing. I really like I really like Warfare. I really like Warfare. I think out of the two, so obviously Crackcon's the best. But out of the two, I would say I probably prefer Warfare because it's a little bit more chilled, and everyone's a bit more relaxed at Warfare. So, and I think that sort of that permeates. Although I wouldn't be surprised before long if they've got to find they've got to get somewhere else because they're filling it up.
They certainly seem to be. With all the competitions taking up so much of the room, and traders seem to like it as well. I'm like you. I like the fact that they sort of almost bookend the year. You've got the Salute early, and you've got Warfare later. Plus, for me, selfishly, they're both within easy reach of the southeast where I live. So
it's Warfare about 2 weeks after Crackcon.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right.
Which could be a challenge, but there you go. We'll cross that one when we get there. But yeah, it's interesting. I think I would love to. I've always said I want to go to Partisan, but it's just it's so difficult to get the brownie points to go. So there you go. That was the poll, first one. So 32% 1 to 2, 39% 3 to 4, 23% over 5, and 6% don't go to shows. That's kind of interesting. That's slightly different to the Facebook page one. So here we go. Let's have another one. When you go to a show, do you prefer the smaller, more intimate shows or the larger shows, the big sort of Salutes, Partisans of the world, Adepticons, those sort of things? Or do you not really care? What do you think? What do you reckon?
I reckon people will prefer the little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I said, I mean, don't get me wrong, but then I wouldn't want to do more than one Salute a year.
Yeah.
If that, unless again, if it was like Adepticon and I was a tournament player and there was lots of tournament play going on and that kind of thing mattered to me,
Yeah.
then I told you one of the ones I did consider going to for ages was the by fire and sword one, and that was like in Krakow. And it just looked awesome, like the gaming day that they had planned, and I really did consider it. In the end, I couldn't get the time off work, but something like that, I did consider that, and that was actually like a tournament. It's the only time I've ever considered going, and that was years ago now. But yeah, I like the little ones.
Yeah, I mean, as I think is going to. Oh, actually, no, Small's winning here. I think on the Facebook it was I don't care was pretty much the highest. Maybe that was just don't care about the actual quiz.
Don't care about your question.
Yeah, don't care about my bloody stupid questions. It was about 56% said either, basically, which and actually Smaller came in the lowest.
Well, I suppose as well, beggars can't be choosers either. It depends what's nearby.
True.
It's
very true. And I think it also depends on if you're looking at it as a convention or a sort of gaming day. So if you were going to a gaming day, then probably a smaller version of that is more focused around games that you like, aka the Lardy ones or the Baron's War ones that have been running and bolt action things that are going on. It's probably smaller ones are better for that, right? So maybe that's why. But I like them both. I have to say, I'm easy with both. I like the fact you can different horses for courses. Personally, I like the fact you can get round. I like the fact you can get round smaller shows. So when my club, I'll stop that poll now. There you go. When my club used to run a trade show, it was definitely a smaller one, and it was nice because I could just go there for a couple of hours, get around everything very, very easily. See there were very different traders there. You've got your warlords and what have you came in as well, but there were different traders. You could catch up with people very easily because it wasn't as busy and hectic. But then I do like salutes and warfares. I think I agree with you. I think warfare's become my favourite. Used to be my favourite because I could get the train to it in Reading and then drink quite a lot as well, which was great fun. I'm now old, so I drive.
James says more polls more often. These are great fun for a second half of the show. Next time there's a general election, we'll do a special Thursday show.
We'll do that one.
Polls, but nothing to do with politics. We'll just have an alternate. We'll just do a Crackcon alternative election special.
Which election leader would be the best wargamer? What period
let's not even go down. Let's not even do this. Let's not do this.
Don't even
poke them. You're going to get 132. Don't even poke them.
Right, I'm going to move on quickly. Okay, here's a slightly less controversial than the politics one. Would you rather your shows were predominantly historical, predominantly fictional, combined, or again, good old I don't care?
Ooh. Okay.
So if you had a show and you want to, circle it every year on your calendar or whatever you do, would you rather it was historical, fictional, combined, or you don't really care? I bet you, Martin.
I think the politics question would be less contentious.
Yeah, I do.
Personally, combined, because I do like fantasy. So I do like fantasy stuff. Like I love fantasy books. I like fantasy settings. Mm-hmm. I like fantasy films. I like the idea of fantasy wargaming. I just prefer historical wargaming. But I like to see the stuff. I want to see multiple stuff because there's always a chance then you're going to get some people into historicals. So yeah. Haley for Prime Minister. No. It's great. My youngest daughter told Haley today that apparently I was the king of the house and I was in charge. I was ace for the 30 seconds that it lasted.
Yeah.
And then there was just a look. Yeah, I'm going to try and convince Robin to refer to me as the patriarch. That's Robin, my daughter, not Robin who played, not Robin. Although if Robin wants to call me patriarch, he can. So no, I like seeing it, but then also I do. Someone said here, no, Red Steph said, yeah, I agree. I like seeing the fantasy, the painting on some of the fantasy stuff and the tables. are awesome. So that one that we saw at Salute, the vertical table with like the massive
unbelievable that was, wasn't it?
And that was brilliant. So I like to see him. Honestly, I'd like to see him mix. Yeah, that would be my preference. Why not both Robins?
I don't think she would have been laughing. Dave.
There was no laugh. Well, there was this kind of sort of laugh. I don't know what I did to get my daughter one day will just wake up and favour mum or dad. And apparently today it was my turn. But tomorrow I could make the mistake in the morning of when I see her, like, oh, you're right, and she'll go, no, mummy, and just walk past me. So yeah, that's entirely possible.
Isn't that sorry, moving on from Haley, but I think it's interesting that poll has come out. We got 0 for fictional.
What's that?
Is that just because it's on my channel? I wonder. But that's really odd. So nobody.
Oh, what 0 for
having a fantasy fiction?
I would say that's because I'd say most people, but I think it's healthy to people to like. Stuff.
I have to say, even as a diehard historical gamer, I like you say, I like seeing the weird stuff. I think it's fascinating. The painting of it, the work that people put in on their games and their models, I think is absolutely fascinating. Wouldn't necessarily
who was it we were talking to who said we were talking about the weird stuff, and they said the funny thing is though, but because the majority like what we call the weird stuff, we're actually the weird stuff. And then
absolutely.
And then you kind of had that moment. You're like, so,
very true.
I like to see all of it. But actually, also, I think it's good for fantasy gamers and gamers to come to historicals and put on games at when they they can maybe present to a different audience, because there's some things in fantasy game settings and systems that may be applicable. And likewise, people can, fantasy gamers come to a historical setting, they could look at a game and go, oh man, we could apply some of this to our games.
If it's a good game, if it looks lovely and the figures are done well, it almost doesn't matter. It should be that visual effect, isn't it?
I've seen more, maybe it's different, I see more narrative historical games than I do fantasy games, with the exception of like James's awesome Battle of the Five Armies thing.
Oh, that's
obviously people put on games, but I generally see that, because unless I'm missing something, but sometimes everyone's got a bit of a story, all these orcs relating that time. But I don't. Yeah, maybe that's me.
Yeah, interesting.
Do you or I go to UK Games Expo? I did once. Yeah.
Interesting. Good. So there you go. We'll go back and have a look at some of the comments from people as well, because there were a lot of interesting comments through the course of this. So Scott, he said, I think as a show for the public, Salute was an excellent example of getting it right this year. I also think the Farnborough show works Farnborough show works based on the competition focus. Yeah, absolutely agreed.
Yeah.
It's well, that's what I said in my video about Salute. I think it's about showcasing the entire hobby, not just one particular sector of it. And I know talking to Peter, the PR guy there, and he said we worked really hard to get the balance right. They wouldn't want it to go too far down the weird side, but they also don't want it to go down pure historical side. So it's getting the mixture right. And I think that's the challenge. As funny enough, as we try and do with even our little Crackcon, we're trying to get the balance just right around having a mixture of games and different style of things, and even different periods, to make sure that there's a lot of interest there. I think it's the only way to go. Personally, plenty of smaller events that can run just purely on one thing. That's fine. And he also said, part 2, conventions such as the Joy of Six can also work if they keep a tight focus on what they try to achieve. Yeah, a lot of people talk about the Joy of Six. I think it sounds like a really good show. Really good show.
Yeah. There's Dave Benton's putting on game this year, isn't he?
Yes, I saw him say that. Yeah,
the battle of Gaines Mill, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you have to go down, have a look at it. I mean, again, it's just a bit too far. But again, if I was local, but then if you don't support shows, they're going to disappear.
exactly.
And again, it's to do same with shops, same with everything. So it's always worth just popping in because you don't know what you're going to find.
Oh God. Hobbybrush says at the end of the day, every historical army is just a fantasy turnip army waiting to happen. So fantasy gamers are always enjoying seeing historical models as inspiration. Yeah, sadly, you're probably right on that score. Dear. What else do we have comment wise? So John said, I only use conventions and shows for shopping. I hardly ever take note of the games being played. Wow, that's an interesting point of view, John. I'm very intrigued by that. Is that because it's American? You're in America and then you want to bring everything together. You want to be able to take advantage of the shopping while you're there. That's interesting. Very interesting. What else we got here? Oops, lost that. Chris says, I like to see something inspiring and interesting. Nice figures and tables, plenty of choice of vendors. Yep. I think that's what we all want out of a convention, really, isn't it? You want to be able to go in there and just be wowed on every level and then be able to walk over and buy whatever your latest fix of figures is very easily and everything else. I think that is my idea of heaven. Absolutely my idea of heaven. What about, here's Richard said about Hammerhead in Newark is a great show. Every game is a participation game. Great way to learn new rules. How do you feel about participation games versus historical? I mean, I know we both bumped into Wargamer of Kent, and he Salute, and he's put on his club had put on really very impressive D-Day landing game.
That was very cool. That was
very,
awesome.
very cool indeed. And he said the problem was it was supposed to be a sort of demo game. In the end, they spent so much time talking, they didn't actually move anything, which is a great problem to have. So it wasn't even demo or participation. It just became a beautiful, beautiful game. Again, I'm going to fall down on the balance. I like a bit of participation and demo.
I like it. Beer is also yes. Beer is a good.
Beer is also very good indeed. Yeah, here he goes. It says, we had 5 people around the table just having good chats with everyone. Yeah. Well, it's better than some game shows. There's a particular group that always goes down to trade shows, and I won't name them here, and they never talk to anybody. Drives me insane. Drives me insane. What else we got here? John says, I like that Crackcon is very much an American-style convention with every table being a participation game. I was never a fan of display games. There you go. Interesting again. Okay. Another one, not liking the participation games or games particularly. Sorry, not liking the demo games. I like them both. I say I've had some. What's the best game you've ever seen? It's a question for everybody. The best game you haven't put on. I'm going to say that to you, Martin. Best game you've seen.
That's sport.
Yeah, I'm not letting you get your ego.
Oh, okay, all right. Ooh, that was a sting. Thank you very much.
No, I'm
best game I've not seen. The best game I've seen.
I'm going to put
the best game I've been in. The best one I've been in, or the best one I've seen.
I think the best one you've seen. Let's try that one. I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because there are some absolutely mind-bogglingly good games.
The one that sticks out, the one that I always remember, is the one that we played at Warfare 2 or 3 years ago with the. It sticks in my mind so much I can't remember what it's called, but it was the the German invasion of Britain, but in like the 90s.
Oh God, what was it? It was basically sort of
Franco-Prussian period. Yeah, Franco-Prussian.
that sort of period,
and that just looked amazing, and it looked brilliant. I don't know what's the best one, because I tend to put on games rather than take part in them.
That's why I've been cruel on that one. I think I love the sort of a lot of people are talking about Joe Bilton's games. I mean, every single one he puts on are absolutely unbelievable. The detail that goes into them is extraordinary.
That was it.
Battle of Dorking. Well done, Paul. That was the one. I'm trying to think. I still remember from years, and I've mentioned it before on the stream, so apologies in connection with a different story, but I still remember vividly going to Colours when it was still at Reading, and there being an Arnhem game on, and they had recreated a bit like the Lardies I think did with their thing. It was recreated every building of the centre of town around the bridges, and I think it was rapid fire. I can't even remember what the rule system was. It was a long time ago, and I remember just being in absolute awe of that, and it was made even better by the fact that I was standing with my friends next to this old chap there, and we were chatting away to him. It turned out he was a para and had been there. He said I was in that building there. That sort of thing is extraordinary.
Cheers, Tim. Thank you.
Money's in the post.
Much appreciated. Oh no, I've got to say is that game, that's an Albans game, would not have been the same if Robin hadn't stepped up to the cause unasked and gone and commissioned someone to make and design the I think it's the chap from Sabotage, wasn't it? To design the clock tower and then print it. And the best thing is now I've seen photos on Facebook of people who've gone and bought it because he sells it through his shop now. And I look at them, I see them on these tables, and I'm so tempted to comment each time going, you wouldn't have that if we hadn't put that game on. Robin and commissioned that. That was commitment. Robin stepped on. I remember when he told me about it. I was like, oh my god! But yeah, that looked awesome.
Duck says, never mind the Bill Hooks game last year at Salute. Yeah, that was very. Was it Warfare last year or was it Salute last year? That big piratey game with all the ships. It was the guys. They were there this year that they were doing a big naval game. They're from Cornwall, I think, down Falmouth way. And they always put on a game based around Falmouth. Do you remember that one? I forget what it was called now, but it was absolutely spectacular. It was the attack on Foy Harbour or something like that. And it was very, very impressive. Very impressive. I'm just always in awe of people who put so much work around games like that. You know, it's a club project. As I mentioned, I think a couple of weeks ago, my own club are just putting on a smaller scale game than that sort of thing, but just becomes a sort of a passion project for a few people at the club to put together, and it's really, really good.
That castle board that was one of the best ones I saw. I can't remember the name, but I think it was being used for. I can't remember the name of the system now. Bloody hell, it's all gone. But yes, that was.
It was Italian City, wasn't it? From what I remember.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Beautifully, beautifully done. Robin says there was an ACW fort at Salute with a naval assault. 2016, maybe. Looked amazing. Yeah, there are loads. Really, really good. And you look around some of the videos that people put up after every show, and just like there are dozens of these amazing games. What about? I'm trying to think of the best one I ever played at one of these things. So I don't say increasingly I don't play that many games, so it's it becomes quite difficult to know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Oaken Iron, that was the one. Yeah.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah, Cornwall Club. Yeah, I was chatting to them this time at Salute, and they do some amazing stuff. They're really passionate about what they put together. And Alex did as well. He said he interviewed them on his show report. Of course, how could I forget that, Alex? I did watch it. It's very good indeed. What else? The channel on Mosferino.
That might have been it. Yeah.
That's I can't even say that, Jamie, but yeah, that's the one. And Dave Benton saying Yorkshire Gamers Jutland game was spectacular. Yeah, it was. I mean, the one he did this time at Salute was pretty good too. Just not enough pike, if you ask me.
Yeah, more pike.
What else we got here? What about bring and buy sales? I know if Ken was here, what he'd say about that. But do you like to have a bring and buy show? Bring and buy bit of the
take
show,
it or leave it. Personally, it doesn't really bother me. I think it's an easier way to get rid of your stuff, and there's a captive audience. So I guess it doesn't particular. I mean, I wouldn't be sad if there wasn't one. No. And I picked up a couple of things off the bring and buy at Warfare, which have. But the funny thing is that Warfare, predominantly everything on the bring and buy is 40k. That's which I find amusing because the majority of stuff at Warfare that's beaten us on is historical. So I do find that quite amusing. It's like all the historical gamers bring along their sort of 40k purchases that they made them, they made a bit of a drunken mistake buying, and then there's no one there to buy them because everyone has getting rid of them. But then there'll always be those few armies down the end that everyone makes a beeline for, so you can't actually get around that part of the bring and buy table.
That's the frustration with bring and buys. It's very difficult to organise them as well as.
Oh God!
I know at Warfare they try very hard, and they do a pretty good job of spreading it all out and bringing stuff forward, and lots of people there on hand. But still, everyone's standing there with backpacks getting in the way, and if it's anything half decent, it's like a feeding frenzy on them.
The one at Ascot, the one you missed. Because that was during lockdown, or just after lockdown. It was after lockdown, and there were like rules in place for it. And then Ken went in there, just ignored them all. But what I felt so bad for them because obviously they're volunteers and they're trying to enforce these rules after people didn't care about the rules anymore because they'd had enough. Some people did care. Then some people were respecting the rules and weren't getting close to the stand. And other people wouldn't care, Ken, and would just walk through to the stand. And like, what can you do in that situation? That was carnage. I didn't even go in that room. But as soon as I left Warfare that day on the drive back, that was back when you used to get the phone, the text saying you've been near someone with COVID. My phone buzzed so many times on the way back. I was like, oh dear. But yeah, that was a I could take it or leave it. To be honest, it's not something I really, I
must admit, I'm very much the same. I'm not that bothered by them. I very rarely see anything that I think's worth picking up. Generally, things seem to be bit like eBay, you go on there and there's rather inflated prices on people's think their stuff's worth, and or not very good stuff is often there. But occasionally pick up the odd thing. I think last year at Warfare I picked up these. I think Tsurukitai figures from Bitrix because they were
the year before you picked up like a whole Arthurian army.
I did. But that wasn't on the bring and buy. That was from the guy who paints and brings along a whole stack of painted figures. Tom. Then they were a bargain. Very pleased with those. They've since been rebased, so they're all ready to go. So Tim wants to know what was your best bargain at a bring and buy. That wasn't a bring and buy, but those were definitely a bargain. Those.
I went to Dragon Meet which is an RPG. 2-dayer in London, and I took that was brilliant because that's in the hotel. That's just as loads of people just getting drunk playing RPGs. That's brilliant. That's good fun. That's really good fun. Modifius, Chris Birch, who owns Modifius, they sort of organised that. That was brilliant fun. We were playing the Conan role playing game with the guy that designed it, and it was amazing. That's good fun trying out lots of different games. But I took along some really old, like second edition Dungeons and Dragons books, and a really old Marvel role-playing game that came out way before Marvel released all the new films, back when TSR did. I just chucked it in the bring and buy, and I went, 30 quid. And I got like a text message saying someone's offered 80. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. That paid for my day out.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, I don't know. I've never actually. I don't think I've ever put. No, that's not true. I did sell something years ago. I remember selling my 40k armies that I never used. That I was copped into getting on. I did sell them through a bring and buy once. I think at Farnborough show many moons ago, and was delighted with the money I got for them.
I've got some stuff to stick on. I got these Stormcast Eternals that I painted up like living statues, and I keep on trying to work out. I was like, I'm going to put them on eBay, but I don't know how much to put them on for. I think they're pretty decently painted. But the thing is, I had to use Google Lens to work out what everything was because I had no idea what it was. Like evocators and invocators and excruciators, and I ain't got a clue. And then in between, they released a new edition. So I don't know if those are still the same things or if they've been renamed or even if they're usable. So I've got like these models here and I don't know what to do with them. I kind of feel if I put them on eBay and go random stuff. I mean, at
the end of the day, it's like anything, isn't it? It's what if you're prepared, if you're happy with what somebody gives you for it, then it doesn't really matter terribly. I don't know. Richard says Thomas loves the bring and buy, aka jumble sale. The kid just loves to hoover up all the weird pop. Yeah, I think if you're not interested, if you're not bothered about getting the very latest stuff, you can get some good old stuff in there. I always know there's a lot of old rule books and magazines at most of the trade, most of those bring and buy, which is kind of fun. But I don't know. I just can't be bothered most of the time.
Yes.
Okay. What else we got here? There we go. Mobile and Hostel says small traders bring flavor and a sense of shared community. Mega traders offer a chance to save on postage. These are talking about shows and the traders at the shows, I think. So, I think
fair enough.
Although, again, it does, without getting into it too much, it does worry me a little bit about the big shows. The cost of a stand is quite expensive. So they've got to know that they're certainly going to recoup the money they've cost. I mean, were you there? We were talking with Glenn from War Bases.
No, I didn't go back and sit. Right. So I was like, right, I'm going to go see Glenn now. And then I saw him briefly when he was really busy. Didn't have a chance to chat to him. And then I sort of got home and sat there thinking about the day. I was like, I didn't go back. I didn't see him again.
I was chatting to him, and also I saw him do an interview, I think, again, with it was either Alex or Alec. I forget who did it, where they were talking to him on camera. And, he was saying how successful the show had been, but also talking about, bear in mind, they drive down from Glasgow. They have to stop, obviously, because it's a bloody long way. So that's not cheap. Then they have the day of convention. Then they have to load up and go back again. It's a long way. So, but he didn't see it necessarily as obviously he wanted to sell lots of stuff, but it was as much as anything to sort of do a bit of marketing and fly the flag.
It's a lot. Sometimes you do it as a lost leader, don't you? You go out there and you put your stuff out there to put it out there. That's the thing.
So they work like trains.
You've upset them.
Oh, have I upset them? Sorry, mate. Oh, bloody hell. I don't know. It's all up there somewhere in the weird,
But see, I swear to God, I went down that road. I thought I'd seen everything, and then when we got back, as I said, I didn't go back. I think I went down that road once, and that was when we went down there, and they were just heaving. I was like, oh, okay, and then, I just didn't. So I apologise for Dom's indiscretion.
I mean, at least he's on there. That's good. No, it's old Crazy says small traders felt a bit lost at Salute amongst the giant ones. For me, anyway. Maybe they could find a way to group the traders together to make it easier to hit the zone you want.
That's not a bad idea because sometimes these things like Comic-Cons and RPG ones, you kind of get like a how they call it, a village, don't they? You get you get all the craft beers, for example, in one area, or you get all the so you could have all the small traders in one place. But then I think the idea, I think they like to mix them in and put them near the big traders. So the idea being that you go along, to see, say for example, Warlord, and then next to Warlord, you've kind of got this little one that then you'll have a look at as well.
Okay, he said it was a 900 round trip, and they even had to go via Glasgow. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting. I think that would be an interesting one, wouldn't it? To have a sort of group together stuff. But then I don't know. I didn't find it too difficult to get around and see the different things. And in some ways, I quite like the fact you sort of in amongst the sort of big boys, you've got some smaller companies there, personally. But I can see why it's a bit awkward. But anyway, there you go. What else we got here? Oh yeah, you did mention this. Dave said he's putting on a game for the very first time at a show, The Joy of Six, soon. He says, I hope he doesn't mind. We don't mind giving him a plug for the Battle of Gainesmill, ACW. Hope you got the blue right. Otherwise there'll be real trouble. Yeah,
and from Vicar.
Yeah, exactly. Not for me because I've always got it wrong apparently. Yeah, it's an interesting. I'm still working on Martin to put on a game at one of these big shows. One day we'll do it.
One day I'll do it. One day. I don't know. One day. One day. I don't know. It'll have to be the right circumstances and the right thing. But then, and also me not wanting to wander around because all everyone tells me is how they never get a chance to go and have a look at anything if they put it on, and I want to go and look at stuff.
Yeah. No, I know that's the problem, and so the few times I've done it, and as Wargamer Kent said, and Alex has said before now, and I know Ken said many times, is that once you're in the game and once you're doing it, it's bloody hard to actually get your head out of it and look around everywhere, and it's you're so focused on doing your game, but it is kind of satisfying to do it. Really nice to do it. But then we get a fix at Crackcon, don't we? Well, some of us do.
Exactly. What else do I need?
There we go. What else we got here? Anthony makes a good point. He says, I think that spreading the big names across the show encourages people to walk all the vendor space, akin to a supermarket layout. So that's a good point. Yeah, I think so too. Definitely was the truth. Anyway, there you go. We're fast approaching the end of our little Monday night frivolities. So, reminder, if you could hit the like button or the subscribe button, if you haven't already done so, that would be absolutely awesome. If you didn't enjoy
that's not a poll. That's
not a poll. If you like the poll, you can hit the like or dislike. How about that? It's a new feature. We haven't played with it before, so it's kind of fun to do. So there you go.
Well, I'm glad you trialed it on your stream. I'm glad it.
Well, we pay all this bloody money to use StreamYard, so we might as well use some of the facilities on it, I suppose.
Yeah, true.
So, reminder, if you aren't already a member of the Facebook page, why not? Link is down in the description. Just click on that and join the gang. We're well over 2,000 people there now.
We are.
About 90% of them have answered the questions, and the rest got in when I wasn't paying attention. So, answer the questions though, please, because it's just a way of trying to stop too many spammers and 3D printers and sculptors and what have you getting into the Facebook page, unless they're genuine gamers, in which case we love them.
I know he said sculptors, and Paul Hicks is probably here. Just going.
Oh, we don't want him in here, do we? We don't want him on there. And also we get to show off everyone's what we're all working on and the projects we're on, the games we're playing, and what have you. So. So here's a few pictures from the Facebook page to show off what everyone's been up to. So Steve was showing off, obviously, what is my favourite thing of all time at the moment. Some more Kings of War.
That's just one base. Look at the size of that unit. I do love that about Kings of War. I do love the basing, and you can do some really nice stuff with it.
Oh, just
excellent stuff.
I mean, I don't know whether that's army number 473 of his or what it is, but yeah, he was in another tournament and playing another game with his Kings of War stuff. Very nice indeed. Louis, I think it's Louis, was showing off his 15mm pike and shot regiment. These are all still fist metals.
Lovely.
Which look
absolutely amazing. Did you see that Steel Fist have sold their
yes
Napoleonic range to
they're
Samurai bloody Napoleon.
Yeah.
No, to Athena.
Yeah, I did see that. That's interesting move. Interesting move. I think it's good because Athena will keep it running and everything else. And I know sometimes it's been quite difficult to get hold of those Steel Fist samurai figures. So maybe he's had a few supply problems with it. I'm not sure. But yeah,
I just think he's got a lot to focus on. So I think he's worked on his late medieval stuff and the 15mm stuff. And obviously, again, there's only so much he can put the money into.
So much you can do when it's not a full-time job. Yeah, exactly. What else we got here? This is Kevin's Varangians. Varangians is what they are.
Lovely.
Very nice indeed. Those are Victrix models, aren't they?
They are.
Very good. Very nice. We like those. Matt, Flashpoint, I'm going to say, because that's what I wrote down.
Oh, cool.
So, very.
Oh, Halo. Is it Halo?
I don't know. He said Flashpoint, but I don't know.
I think that is Halo.
Why are you asking me, Martin? I have no idea.
Oh, well, I thought you might.
No, I don't. No idea. Zoe was showing off 10mm American War of Independence, which are very nice.
Very cool.
Beautiful paint job on those, that's for sure. I'm really risking pull here by coming up with Rob's project. He was showing off his Bruce's in Ireland project. Every time I do a video, Paul comes in and was, when are you going to do another Bruce's in Ireland game? So maybe we can get Rob to do it as well. Now, this is some figures we'll see at Crackcon later in the year. This is
there they are.
Variants. Look at those. So that'll be in one of the games. Oh, it's Halo.
Very cool.
Apparently. There you go.
I said Halo.
Yeah, you said Halo. I said Flashpoint. So I don't know. Apparently,
all right. Well, between the two of us, we nearly make a person. There we go.
Whatever. Also, what have we got?
They're lovely. They are.
Tim was having a game of O Group down his local club.
Oh, cool. Nice. Oh, nice board.
For a long time. Must have another go. That's good. It's very good indeed. Thomas, these are his grenadiers of his 2nd Battalion, 65th Line. There you go.
Nice.
Which is very cool indeed. Who else we got here? Oh, I put 2 of Steve's. I must have really liked the Kings of War. I put it up twice. Matt, he was working on his English or British Napoleonics for Peninsula War for sharp practice, I believe he said.
Yeah.
Very
nice.
Nice. Good, like that. And finally, I'm going to show off. So if you went to Salute, and I think they're making this available afterwards, but you got hold of the Saladin figure.
Yeah.
So this Paul has painted it up already.
Wow. I don't think I've got one out the bag.
No, mine's out the bag, but I haven't even thought about assembling it or how I'm going to paint it. But yeah,
that's really nice.
Very nice
very
job
cool.
Indeed. So there you go. So there's a few of the various pictures people put up. Great to see the variety, as always, of everybody's. Bruce's for the win. Thank you, Paul. Great to see all the different projects everyone's working on, the games they're working on, the different paint jobs, and the weirdness and the goodness and all the other things that are up there. So thank you once again for joining us on this Monday night for season 7, episode 13. Next week, episode 14, obviously, we'll be back on Martin's channel, and we got Mr. Hobday, haven't we?
We do. We have Mr. Andy Hobday, who's going to be joining us, answering questions about the Barons' War. Well, it's not just going to be the Barons' War, but obviously he's the author of the Barons' War. He's war host. There's all sorts of bits and bobs that Andy is involved in, and obviously as he works with Wargaming, he works with or for Wargames Atlantic, and he's working on the rules for things like classic fantasy battles. So it's going to be really nice to have a chat with him. And also now that sort of like Salutes died down a little bit, just like to hear about how it all went for them, because obviously they went in. He went in. Barons' War has been big, I think, over the last year. So it'll be really nice to have a chat with him. So if you've got any questions for Andy, I'll set up the stream early, and you can pop them in the chat in the comments, and then just join us over there for that over on my channel next week, which will be awesome. Then the week after that, we're off because it's bank holiday.
Bank holiday.
So, and we're not. It's not. By the way, because I know we got this very quickly. We're not off every bank holiday. The reason we weren't off for the last one is because we'd already been off for like a week, so we didn't want to be off for 2 weeks in a row. So there we go.
That's what it is. So thank you once again for watching us and joining us on tonight. And nice interaction as always. Really appreciate all the comments and everything else. We will see you next week. Have a really good.
Go buy the last 5 tickets for Crackcon.
Oh yes, buy the last 5 tickets.
Buy the last 5 tickets, and then we can say it's a sellout.
And then we get because then we feel even better about how
we feel better about ourselves.
Exactly right. Have a really good week, everyone. We're down to 4. There you go. One more's gone.
Hey!
Nearly there. Fabulous. Stay safe. Stay well. See you all again.
See you later.
Bye.